Well, grateful for the Weekend Sports Rally family on YouTube, Facebook, and everyone listening to me. Oh yeah, have you heard we have a Black Stars party on Sunday? Yes, a Black Stars party on Sunday. Well, let's hear from you via text or WhatsApp, or you can even phone in later part of the show on the number 054-432-1019. 054-432-1019. Or you can option for the long line 0303 39 56 641. Long line 0303 39 56 641. And we shall share your thoughts with the rest of the world. Also to our Facebook and YouTube community, Charlie, leave your comment for us there. Make sure you like, make sure you share. And it will get exciting here because I've already got my panel here. They are ready and set to do the boom boom. Phil Tatico is in the house. Somebody will say Brother Emmanuel is here, but you can call him Manuel for short. And of course, the senior man himself, veteran sports journalist Nana Kweku Ajiman is here. He's a coach as well. So in the next 1 hour, 55 minutes, I tell you what, there's a lot to digest here on the Weekend Sports Rally. Once again, my name is Victor Kwao. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. We are always live on weekend, Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., where we bring to you the hottest topics in the world of sports. It's now time to bring in my panel. And let me start with Senior Nana Ajiman. It's great to have you back in the studio once again.
Yeah, thank you very much, Victor. Nice to be here. The party's tomorrow.
Yeah,
I've been partying since they played Central African Republic, because no other country can overtake us. It's not mathematically possible at all. We've already qualified.
But we left it so late.
Well, there are a lot of issues, and I'm sure we'll go through those during the course of the program.
Absolutely. Well, Brother Emmanuel is here. As Phil, let me hear from Brother Emmanuel and Phil. Somebody say Phil is called Tatico Phil, and somebody said Emmanuel Donko, and he is Brother Emmanuel. The way he goes about his analysis, you can know that this one, he will be a Reverend Father Pan. So, Emmanuel, welcome to Weekend Sports Rally.
Hello, Victor. Welcome to Sports Rally to yourself, and it's good to be here. It's quite a different panel I have today, and I'm looking forward to enjoying the discussion.
Tatico, Phil, it's been a crazy week for us, considering the fact that we are here on Wednesday for the Black Stars match against Central African Republic, and we are back here again. Tomorrow, there's a big one against Comoros, and we are going to bring in our listeners live commentary here at 7 p.m. but the build-up is at 6:30 p.m. Charlie, how is your week and how is the family?
It's been great. Like you said, it's been hectic, but then we're looking forward to tomorrow. Like Nana said earlier, I believe most of the Ghanaians, I should say, are partying already. I've started the party, so we're looking up to tomorrow.
Well, now let's head straight into the conversation. The Black Stars, it's been quite a very tough road for them. We couldn't make it to the AFCON in Morocco, but here we are almost qualified for the 2026 World Cup in North America. And what do you make of all of that? Your initial impression of this in the next 1 minute.
Well, you see, 1 minute? Is that possible?
It's just your intro, then I'll give you proper time to.
Well, I think I've got to look into things, because I think I've got to look back to the AFCON, because I think there are similarities with the AFCON qualifiers in which we failed to qualify, and these qualifiers in which we struggled to qualify. So I think there's issues for both those qualification periods that I want to turn our attention to, because at the end of the day, I think the discussion is about whether or not we maintain the coach, and I think I have reasons why we shouldn't.
Oh, all right. So that's the initial thought of Nana Kwekwajiman. Manuel, I mean, the Black Stars, it's been a busy week in the footballing world. I mean, your initial remark before we get into... Phil, your initial remark before we get into our conversation proper.
I think we should maintain Motuado. That's what I think. I believe he's done so much. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to qualify the team for the AFCON, but then he's done so well with the team this time. I believe he's had the best players for his system now, and I think he will do better in the bigger stage.
Manuel?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been crazy for the Black Stars, and it looks like the party in Accra, it's not going to stop anytime soon if you're able to, qualify or close the case or the docket on Sunday against Comoros.
Yeah.
I mean, your initial 1 minute remark.
Yeah, much like my other panelists have said, it's mathematically impossible for us to botch qualification on Sunday against Comoros. That gives us a lot of peace of mind as Ghanaians. But look, there are issues. There are certainly issues with our Black Stars, with our team. Now that we've gotten away with the qualification, we can start looking ahead to the tournament proper and how to do better than we've done in previous editions come 2026.
Absolutely brilliant. Now, let me get back to Nana Kwekwajiman. So, Nana, I'm sure you are ready for it. And there have been a lot of conversations about the head coach, Utuado. We've heard the Minister for Sports and Recreation, Kofi Adams, mention on one platform that he is tacked onto his earlier comment that the coach is incompetent, but he seems to be lucky as far as the World Cup qualifiers are concerned. What do you make of all this statement? And you think this is the right time to refer back to that statement?
Well, I mean, he's the minister, so, and he holds the purse string, so he's paying the salary bill for the coach, and as far as he's concerned, for the money that he's paying, he doesn't think he's getting value for money, and that's why he's saying the things he is saying. I think the coach is lucky. I think he's very lucky, and I take you back to our attempt to qualify for the AFCON. Look, we faced Sudan, Angola, Niger. Yeah? Now, Angola took away a 20-year record we had in Baba Yara by beating us by 1-0. Right? We were undefeated for over 20 years at the Baba Yara Stadium. Now, Angola in the FIFA World Ranking is 85th.
Okay.
They're 85th. This is the country that took away our over 20-year streak of being undefeated in the Baba Yara sports complex. And then Niger, who was even outside the top 120, they took away our undefeated run in the Accra Sports Stadium from 2008.
Wow.
Up until to date. They took that away as well. They're over 120th. That's their FIFA ranking.
That's unbelievable.
It's very unbelievable. And then Sudan, 110th. And we failed to qualify in a group like that.
Nana, I think you even failed to put the Sudan narrative in a better...
Well, because you're going to mention Kwesi Appiah.
I mean, Kwesi Appiah,
aside that, it's necessary.
Aside that, the coaching conundrum, aside that, the war and stuff, the players would have to train somewhere in Qatar and all of it, but yet, I mean, it's interesting.
Still. So I'm saying, look, that was the qualifying phase for the African Cup of Nations. We ended at the bottom of that group. We had 3 points at the end of the day. 3 losses, 3 draws, if my memory serves me right. Now, when we come to the current qualifiers, we've got Mali, Madagascar, Comoros, and Central African Republic. Now, Mali, even though they're not going to qualify, they're 54th on the log in the FIFA rankings. That was supposed to be the toughest game we played. We beat them at their ground, we beat them at our ground. Both affairs were scrappy, but nonetheless, we beat them. We're 76th in the world, 14th in Africa.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at everybody else, Madagascar, 109th, Comoros, 129th, Central African Republic, 132nd. Right?
Very, very true.
Very, very true. Now, the fact of the matter is, we should have more than 22 points. We should have more than the goal tally that we already have. This is the second coming of this coach, and he struggled in the AFCON. And I'm sure that when we were all watching the qualifiers for the World Cup, there were times when we had to get up, spin around, hold our head, do various sorts of things. We weren't settled watching any of those games.
Yeah.
Right? And this was the level of the opposition. 130 plus in the FIFA World Rankings. Now, the fact of the matter is that after the debacle with the African Cup of Nations, if the sports minister had money, he would have sacked Coach Otto Addo, paid up his contract, and got another coach. But they didn't have the money.
Yeah.
They didn't have the money because he had two aims and objectives when he got the job. One was the qualifiers for the AFCON, and the other was the qualifiers for the World Cup. And I think if Coach Otto Addo is even honest to himself, if he was here now, and if you asked him if he deserved to stay on as coach of the senior national team after failing to qualify for the AFCON, he would have told you no. He would have told you no. Because look at the rankings of the countries that you were playing. All due respect to them, they were nobodies.
Yeah.
They're nobodies. And even now, the countries that we're facing, apart from Mali, come on, they're nobodies. But in that AFCON, look, and nobody took away a 20-year record we had at Baba Yara Stadium.
Yeah.
And another nobody country took away another 10 or so years record that we had in Accra Stadium. Absolutely diabolical. That was under his stewardship. Now look, the GFA, they lacked the confidence, and they knew that they couldn't change him. They haven't got any money. The ministry didn't have any money. So what did they do? They brought in a technical advisor. Is it Winfred Schaefer or something like that?
Yeah, Winfred Schaefer, yeah.
Right? That they brought him in to help steady the ship, because the ship was rocking. It could even sink.
Yeah.
I don't know what his contribution has been. I've seen him there on the park and what have you. I don't know what he says when he speaks to Coach Otto Addo, but it hasn't made that much of a difference, because still facing very weak opposition, we are unable to shine. We're still struggling to shine. And on top of that too, another German who was our technical director, Leipert or something like that, he prepared a manual. Let's call it a manual. It was supposed to be the philosophy of
the
our
DNA.
game,
Yeah.
the DNA of our game. Does it look as if we play in accordance to any formula or DNA or any philosophy when you see our players go out on the field?
No.
From the AFCON tournament to the qualifiers here for the World Cup. What does it look like? Does it look like we are guided by anything?
Absolutely no. I mean,
absolutely not.
At a point, we struggle to even, determine the kind of tactics our players are playing. I mean, it's a lot. It's
exactly.
a lot. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that on the one hand, you have a technical director who is guiding him, because we know he's a novice. You know, he's a novice.
Not strong words.
No. He's a novice. But the fact of the matter is, I still say hats off to him, kudos to him, because he's qualified us now 2 consecutive times.
Absolutely.
Consecutively.
And that's remarkable.
Yeah, it's remarkable. It's remarkable, and I'm never going to take that away from him. The issue is, can he take us forward? Because look, we've got so much talent. It's unbelievable. But if that talent, when assembled together, is struggling against opposition that are 100 places plus in the FIFA World Rankings. What do you think will happen when we go to the World Cup?
I mean, who hesitates? And, you know, he has already been to the World Cup with us in Qatar, and it's been one of the huge reference point for a lot of people who have been pointing to that particular failure. That, look, even we saw him at the World Cup in Qatar, it was nothing to write him about. He was confused on the touchline at the point, and we need a top class coach. But I don't know. It's all about money. And
well, so what I'm saying is, you've got a technical director there to guide you, who he's got knowledge. And the guy's got experience. You also have, on the other hand, a blueprint to also guide you that you can work to. It's supposed to be our identity. When you see the Black Stars go out to play, you know that, oh, that's the Ghana Black Stars, because they play a certain way. They have a certain pattern. But you can't see it. And these are two essential items that are there to guide you, yet you can't see anything guiding the coach. In fact, I have not seen the imprint of the coach on the team, from the AFCON qualifiers to the World Cup qualifiers. I've not seen it. And that's why I say that I think that we can take the chance. But if it was me, I'll try and find the money to buy him out of his contract and go and get somebody else, because I don't think that he can take us forward in the World Cup.
all right, so brilliant point from Nana Kwikwajiman. I think he has sided with some of the argument that after Otuado qualifies for the World Cup, we need to look for a world-class coach. I don't know what Manuel is going to say, whether he's going to agree with the veteran or is going to have a divergent view. Manuel, do you agree?
Yeah, to a large extent, Manuel is going to agree with what Mr. Nana Adman has said. Look, I think, first off, let me just start by saying that Otuado has done quite superbly in World Cup qualifiers for us.
Yeah.
So just to paint a perfect picture of the kind of things he's done, okay, he's the first manager, to take Ghana to 2 straight World Cups.
Okay.
He's also the first Ghanaian ever to qualify Ghana to the World Cup twice. He's also the first former Black Stars player, right, to guide the Black Stars national team to the World Cup twice. So all these 3 achievements are quite stellar. I'm not gonna downplay that. These are very great achievements. But there is always a but, okay? Because I tend to want to agree. Like, I agree perfectly with what Nana Adman said. Look, because I look at the kind of opponents that we played, okay? Because this is a tournament. I'm talking about the FIFA World Cup, by the way.
Okay.
If we do make it, and we will, hopefully, we are bound to face teams like Argentina, teams like Spain. We are bound to face world-class teams. Teams that would probably have their second bench, okay? Their second string of players. They will probably be able to field them against us and still get a win. That is the level of competition that we are bound to face at the World Cup. And we saw that, in Qatar.
Yeah.
Otuado was the man at the helm. Against South Korea, that was one of the games I thought Ghana should have won quite easily. We took the lead through Kudus. We doubled our lead. We were 2-0 up against South Korea at the Qatar World Cup. And then before you know it, we are 2-2. South Korea drew level, and we had to rely on last-minute efforts to win that game by 3-2 in one of our group games in Qatar. It just was not supposed to happen. It was supposed to be one of the easiest games we played. Okay? We completely outclassed them in that game. But somehow, we ended that game needing a whole lot of prayers and a whole lot of luck. And yes, we still could not manage to qualify out of the group stages. So I look at, it's not gonna, the situation is not gonna be any different when we go to US, Canada, Mexico. We will be facing similar caliber of teams. The question is, does Otuado possess the knowledge, the capabilities to beat world-class teams? So far, he's not proven it to me. And I'll give you other examples. Otuado was the man in charge when we went to the Asian countries to play the Kirin Cup. We saw Ghana come up against Japan. It was one of the preparations we made before we went to Qatar. Japan beat us quite easily, I should add. We saw Otuado's Black Stars come up against Brazil in a friendly game. Brazil beat us, and that was a Brazil team that was struggling to qualify for the World Cup themselves. So I've seen just way too much examples. I've seen way too many instances of Otuado come up against world-class teams, and he's just not showed up to the party. He's just not been able to prove to me against world-class teams that he's capable of leading the Black Stars to the top in the World Cup, at the world stage, against the very best of opponents. And these are the kind of opponents we'll be facing at the World Cup. So yeah, to a large extent, while he's done an incredible job qualifying us, I don't think he's the man for the job.
You have gone to that side of the thoughts.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I'm talking about some of the teams that have qualified for the World Cup as we look to their final match day across Africa and even the World Cup qualifiers in Europe. I think that the likes of Japan, Jordan in Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, and Algeria have already qualified. Ghana will do it tomorrow. And when you go to North America, I think that Argentina and Bolivia, surprisingly, have already sold their spots. Australia and South Korea themselves, even Japan that you mentioned, they have already booked a place. So, I mean, talking about opponent on the biggest stage, that is the World Cup, I think that it's not going to be minnows. These are going to be quality countries.
It is not.
Yeah.
You will not have teams ranked 105th, teamed 120th, and 40th. Like, Nanajiman said, you would have teams that are ranked from very first to the very 10th to at most 20th in the world stage. These are world-class teams. We can't be relying on the same level of performance against these minnows at the World Cup. We just can't.
Phil, don't you agree that by the time the Black Stars of Ghana qualify for the World Cup, we would have been in a better position to scout some other players to augment our existing squad, and then maybe perhaps do a few tactics, let the team blend for a while. It's a long time for the World Cup to be played. Then we will be in proper form for the World Cup to take on any team. Don't you agree with that?
Victor, I would disagree with both Dana and Manuel on this matter.
If I had a whistle, I would have blown it for you.
And to be honest with you, let me start by saying that that comment from the minister is just unfortunate. A minister should not be on the public domain commenting or saying such stuff on radio. He should be discussing that with the FA. And to be honest, let me even delve. You were talking about, Manuel was talking about Otuado's achievements.
Yeah.
Could you run that by me again? Oh, I'm serious. Let's.
Okay, so I'm saying Otuado is the first manager to take the Ghana Black Stars team to 2 straight World Cups.
Yes.
Right? He's also the first Ghanaian to ever qualify Ghana twice to the World Cup. He's also the first former Black Stars player to lead the team to 2 different World Cups.
So in this case,
and he's the first African to do that too.
Right.
Twice.
Good.
And
I am happy.
Phil, before you come in, the 2 World Cup you're referring to, you are talking about the Qatar
and this one,
and this particular one. Yeah. So just for the doubt of our listeners,
I'm happy that is actually not coming from me. Good, but he failed to add the last one. He is the only manager or the coach that has played this World Cup, qualified Ghana on 2 occasions without a defeat. That defeat against Comoros was Chris Hughton. It was Chris Hughton.
That's true.
So he's gone 10 matches unbeaten playing the qualifiers, the World Cup qualifiers. So that tells you his pedigree. Let me even start from 2006, the 2006 qualifiers. We had Zondik, who came in as a stopgap. We had Barreto. No, it was Barreto rather that came in as a stopgap.
Yes.
We had 3 coaches who came in to play the qualifiers for us, and it was Zondik who played the last 4 matches that he played unbeaten. He played 4 matches. He won 3 and then drew 1.
I think one of the matches that I remember so well back in 2006 has to do with I think South Africa we got a point from South Africa, and that particular day, as a young man, Charlie, I was all over the streets.
Good. Dukovic, that was Dukovic. He played 4 games.
Yeah.
He won 3 and then drew 1. We talk about Milo. He played the qualifiers. He lost. He lost, I think, 2 games. You talk about Kwesi Appiah. Kwesi Appiah lost 1 game. You know, and even the 2022 qualifiers,
yes,
we had to resort to who? Otuado to come in. And are you telling me at that during that time, Nigeria was like the 50th place team in the world or the 60th place in the team in the world? But then we played Nigeria, we beat them. And we went to the World Cup, the biggest stage, and we won the game. You were talking about Ghana.
Did we beat Nigeria, though?
I'm coming.
We went on away, though.
But when we were at the World Cup.
Let him land.
When we were at the World Cup.
Yeah, we were. Let him land.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and that, would you admit that the World Cup is the biggest stage? Did we win a match?
At the World Cup?
Yes. Did we win a match? Yes or no?
Yeah, we
beat
it.
Czechoslovakia.
Yes. Thank you. No, I'm talking about 2022.
Oh, okay.
We beat South Korea.
We beat South Korea.
We beat South Korea, and that was a lucky win, right?
Yeah.
To you.
Yeah.
It was a lucky win to you.
It should have been an easier win than it was that day.
Really?
You know, sometimes we need to call a spade a spade. The man is trying. You people say he's a novice. He's not a coach and all that. When you talk about, I don't want to even delve into that, but the minister should know better. He's the one person that he shouldn't even get closer to football. But then here we are. He is a minister.
But
or
brother,
something.
Let
me just say this. But do you accept that if that minister had money when we crashed out of the AFCON, and do you accept that the GFA, if they had money when we crashed out of the AFCON, they would have replaced it?
That would be their choice.
No, but I'm saying,
no.
Do you
that would
accept?
be their choice. I won't have a say on this.
It was one of his aims and objectives, getting the job.
He had two things. Two objectives.
Yes.
One was to qualify us to the AFCON. Yes, he lost out. But then he's done the other one,
no, I'm
which was
saying,
to.
But at that
you don't
point,
want to delve into the.
Of course, but I've also said kudos to him.
Good.
I've also said he's done.
Yes.
I'm not going to knock him.
Yes,
he's done
I think
very
Ghana has
well.
done that.
Good.
I'm just saying that because of the level of the opposition we played, and because of the fact that we're going to face far superior opposition, and he has struggled to deal with this opposition at the World Cup. Seriously, he has struggled. And he's lost us 2 big records at the same time too. Don't forget that, right? So
records.
I don't think he's the right person to take us forward.
Fine, but I don't agree with that. Seriously,
Phil is saying that you seems to be taking Otuado off the picture. He's Xavier Otuado saved that in the 2022 World Cup, and you look at the scenes in Nigeria. He's here saving us again. So. Or Phil, is that what exactly the point?
Exactly my point.
Xavier Otuado.
He did not save us in the World Cup, no, did he? We were knocked out before we made the round 16.
We would definitely be knocked out if we had a better coach in the World Cup. Let's be honest.
I mean, can you really say that? We can't really know that now, can we?
We can't win the World Cup with the crop of players we have.
2010.
We can't win the World Cup.
2010.
Manuel, let him land and then...
It's worse than that. We can't win the AFCON.
We've not.
Yeah, no, we were Otuado in charge.
I mean
44 years.
That's a wicked point, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a very wicked point.
We've not been able to win the AFCON.
44 years.
And we are aiming for World Cup.
We are not saying that let's go to the World Cup and win it. That's not what we are saying. Of course not.
But we are saying
don't go to the World Cup and get knocked out at the very first stage. That's just shambolic. Why did you go there? You just went there to do what?
You went to waste our time.
And our money. People forget that. But the World Cup cost us billions as a country.
Yeah, millions.
Playing these tournaments costs us money. At the very least, the very, very least, bare minimum, we'd expect that we would have some sort of joy to a certain level, achieve something before we come back home and pack our bags.
Are you privy to the fact that we tried for decades without qualifying to the World Cup before 2006?
6.
I preview to that.
I am.
Good. So when it comes to
qualified as well.
Yeah, but FIFA
I'm coming.
FIFA makes
I'm coming.
it easier for us. Now,
exactly. Even now, yes, they've given us more slots. Exactly. But then I am talking about the period that we were not able to qualify. Yeah. We had brilliant coaches, top good coaches that many felt that they should have been able, with the kind of players we had back then, we should have been able to qualify. But then it took us when? 2006 to do that. And we've been, let's say, a bit consistent since then.
Yeah, I think we just lost out on Russia 2018.
Exactly, 2018.
And then we are back
and
at it.
Thanks to Otuado, we went to 2022.
Yeah.
Yes, we are back again. So I believe that he's been there before, per his standards. And I am sitting here telling you that the last game and the kind of players, the selection and the kind of players he's called, I think he's made. I made a point on Wednesday that I see some flexibility in the system he's playing. Seriously, he is stuck with the 4-2-3-1. Many say he should play. You know, we Ghanaians, we talk and we give our own. We know how to watch football, and sometimes but he's a coach. He sees, he relates to the players, he understands them, he knows who is ready for whichever game he has to face. He's made, with the inclusion of Yirenchi, Gideon Mensah and Yuichi as fullbacks, they've made our system so flexible that they join attack and track back quickly. That alone for the team has made the players feel. And I believe from now till the time the World Cup would kick off, he would have done so much better with the team. He would have improved. He would improve the team by then. So I don't think sacking him, bringing in a new coach to prepare, he would also come and experiment, call his new players and that kind of thing. Why would you want Otuado to go through all these stress to qualify the team, and then you hand the team over to somebody who, come on.
Well, we're paying him to go through the stress. He's not doing it for free. We're paying him. That's why we set targets. That's why we say this is the target. We're paying you this amount of money. We've agreed in an interview setting that. So
you get a coach to qualify the team from the onset and send the coach to the World Cup. You don't do this.
No, but let's be fair. If you look at the contracts, I don't think that it's just about the World Cup and then the AFCON. I think it's 3-year contract he's having. So the FA obviously is looking at a long term. But look, I think that I agree with Phil when he makes the argument that yes, it is a bit unfair for a coach. To qualify us for the World Cup and then we left him at the backside. But again, to side with Nana Jiman and of course Manuel, the World Cup is a different ball game. It's a different stage. And when you look at the coaches coming to the World Cup, they have the aura, they have the pedigree. So look, it is arguments that are both valid, but the decision will be lying in at the door of the minister and then the football people.
But can I?
So that is it. It's getting heated here on the Weekend Sports Rally. Tactical Phil is saying that, look, why are you doing this to Otuado? He is Xavier Otuado. Qualifies for 2 World Cups and you want to just throw him out like that? Be fair to the man. But Senior Nana and Manuel and Brother Manuel are saying that, no, Charlie, this Otuado, he's not good. Let him qualify for the World Cup and then, Charlie, we look for a world-class manager. Charlie, do you agree to that? If you are listening to us on Z11.9 FM or our family on YouTube and Facebook, we would like to know your perspective about this particular debate, and you can do that on the number 054-432-1019. 054-432-1019, or you can call at the later part of the show on 0303 39 56 641, and we'll be very glad to have your thoughts here on the Weekend Sports Rally. Yes, Nana, you are trying to make a point.
Yeah, the point I wanted to say is that, look, I mean, you know, when they appointed him, he didn't meet the criteria for the appointment in the first place. I don't know if you remember the criteria. They wanted someone who had done this, that, this, this. He didn't meet any of that criteria, yet he was appointed. Right, so it's not so much he's a savior; they saved him. they saved him, honestly, because if you know their own criteria he didn't meet, and I'm sure the reason why they took him, it's all about the Benjamins, it's all about the money, because if they had the money, they wouldn't have taken him. Because look, you are working here, and let's say you Victor comes for the job, we're on the panel. And Victor doesn't meet the criteria, what would make you appoint him? He doesn't meet your criteria at all. So why appoint him? You need somebody else who can deliver the standards that you require.
But yet again,
in the job specification that you put out there.
But yet again, he's qualified a team for the World Cup.
No, but I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not going to go beyond
It's
that.
as simple as that.
No, but yes, he has.
Yes,
he has.
We could have probably gotten a better coach who would also fail. What you have said?
Well, I would have said the same thing. Sack him.
So you will keep sacking?
Sack him. Yeah, because you see, you have to. You see, because look, if you have a DNA and a philosophy as a Ghana Football Association, and you're not even adhering to that, you don't have any choice except to keep sacking and sacking and sacking. Because something that is there to guide you as an institution and directly also guide the people you bring on as technical teams for all your national teams, you're not applying it. So you're in a quandary anyway. You partially don't know what you're doing. Because you have something that will guide you and it's on a shelf somewhere collecting dust. So yes, you'll be sacking and sacking and sacking because you don't actually know what it is you're doing, because what is there to guide you, you're not applying it.
So guys, let's close the chapter on this Otuado. So let me take your verdicts. I mean, it's a simple yes or no. So Nana, you want Otuado to go after the World Cup qualifiers, yes or no?
Yeah, why not?
Emmanuel?
Definitely, yes.
And then Phil?
No.
All right. So Phil says no. Interesting, isn't it? I've got a few messages here, and this one says that I'm tuned into the show, brother, but he failed to add his destination and then where he's sending this message from. And then this is also coming from Kofi. Kofi is at East Legon. He says at Champo Junction, and he says that great show, bro. And this is also coming from Jessica. Jessica says that she is at La Paz, and she says that, look, I'm really enjoying the show, and especially your pundits are making me excited. Thank you very much, Jessica, that we are making you excited. This is from Nana Kojo Bonsu, and he sent this one from Ajugano, and he says that I agree that Otuado is not good, but I have changed my mind because I think in the last two World Cup qualifiers he is trying so far. Well, that is from Bonsu, and this one is coming from Kennedy Ohimpon, and he's sending this one from Tema Community 2, and he says that, bro, I disagree with your pundit Phil that Otuado should be maintained after he qualifies to the World Cup. So that is Kennedy from Tema Community 2. Another one, let me see. So this is also from Prince Yentri. Prince Yentri sending this one from I think Achimota, and he says that I perfectly agree with Nana and then Manuel. I think that Otuado has done well. He's a Ghanaian. We love what he has done, but we need to stay longer in the United States. Well, that is from him. Interesting.
Nobody
stuff,
wants to leave the United States at the group stages. Come on, man.
People don't want to return.
We might not. Trump might stop us.
So let's look at the next leg of the conversation, and the next leg is that there have been a lot of bashing for Hasselhoff shortstopper Benjamin Asari, and the argument is that he has not faced so many shots so far in this World Cup qualifiers, and the argument is that they don't think he's good enough. I mean, to face tougher opposition at the world stage. Some also say that, look, the guy has been lucky since he's manned the post for the Black Stars. He's been able to repel attacks. He has not received so much of the ball. It is a good omen for us. Do you also want to have Lawrence Atizigi that anytime he's in a goal post, he faces so many shots, saves some, concedes some goals? Which one will you go for, Coach?
I will stay with Asari. I'll stay with Asari because you see, what people are saying, they're right, and if they follow it through to the logical conclusion, everyone would agree with what I'm saying about whether the coach should stay or not, because the opposition hasn't been tough. It hasn't been great. So that's why he's not faced so many onslaughts on his goal. Also, let me give some credit to the defence as well, because the defence have stood tall.
I think it's one of the things in this Asari conversation we have failed to, point out that our defence have been rock solid.
Yeah, I'm not going to say rock solid. I'd say they've stood tall.
All right.
They've stood tall. They've stood tall. And so that can be a part of the reason why there has not been that amount of attacks on goal. He has not been forced to make so many saves, etc., etc. But the bottom line of it all, and I'm very interested to hear what Phil has to say. The bottom, yeah, it's true. The bottom line of it all.
Today it looks like Phil is the black sheep.
No, the bottom line of it all is there's been no opposition. With all due respect to all the countries that we've played, the opposition has been such that it's not been an opposition that has been able to penetrate us significantly enough to cause any real problems. Yes, we were shocked by Comoros and they're 120th, but okay, our man was not the coach then. It was the other chap from the UK, Chris Hughton. But nonetheless, a goal was conceded and we lost that game. So I think, he's young in the game, he's young in the business. The opposition he's going to face is going to be 10 times, 20 times what he's faced so far. But as it goes, he is in the post so far. He has kept and maintained clean sheets right the way through. And as that is the case, he should remain in the post. He's the number one. He is the number one. But I do accept that what he's going to face in the World Cup, he has no idea what's coming to him.
The tsunami.
Yeah, exactly. A tsunami.
Which of the goalkeeper was it? Fatal Dada when he faced the shot from Cristiano Ronaldo?
From Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, he was amazing. Yes. Oh my goodness!
I say he's a number. Look, there's going to be FIFA-friendly days that are coming up.
Yeah.
And of course, we're not in the AFCON, right? I don't know if he will get the luxury of getting some of the players there because they will still continue playing in their domestic settings.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there will be FIFA-friendly days, and we've already booked to go and face the Chinese and the Japanese.
I think
again.
Japan and South Korea.
Yeah.
Korean Cup, and also we'll travel to Seoul to face South Korea.
So there's going to be some
and they've already qualified
there.
for the World Cup.
Of course.
So that's a good test for us.
He can rotate. Do you understand? He can rotate. At this point, there's nothing to lose. You can start rotating players, including the goalkeepers, to see for himself what really his first 11 will look like, what shape that will take. But right now, Asari is the number one. I don't understand why they're all making that noise. Because if you're saying that, the opposition wasn't good, you've got to be able to say that about the coach as well. The opposition was no good. He's a lucky man. He qualified us. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So, let me hear from Phil.
It is what it is, Phil. Nana, I want to hear from you, so let me come to you.
To be honest,
but look at the Jesse Phil is in.
I know. Terrible, isn't it? Terrible, isn't it?
I would say that
he has no choice, has he? Go out and change and come back in.
But to be honest, if you pick the three goalkeepers that were called, Victor, give me the names.
We have Atizigi, we have Joseph Anan
Anan, yes.
of Patrick Athletic Club.
Good. These 3 goalkeepers. Take away Benjamin Asari. Joseph Anan's, their leagues, I think they started a league somewhere in January.
Yeah.
And he's been in post. He's kept...
I think just 3 times, and now he's no longer even in the Jupiler Pro. They have gone to the Belgium, I think, Challenger something. So it's not been the best of season for him.
But throughout his time at the club, he's been in post 29 times. He's conceded 31 goals.
Wow.
He's kept 14 clean sheets. Let me move on to Atizigi. Last season, because he just started the season.
Okay.
Last season, he was in post for 38 games. He conceded 53 goals and kept 6 clean sheets. This season, he's been in post. He's played 6 games. He's conceded 7 goals, and he has 6 clean sheets.
He conceded all of that in one game.
He doesn't have a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but to be fair to him, I mean, there's an interesting twist to Lawrence Atigi's scenario for St. Gallen. Look, yes, fair. Phil, I understand you are mentioning all the figures, but look, when you pick his stats, okay, somewhere last season, he conceded so many goals, but when you compare his stats to even Onana, who have kept clean sheet, the rating will tell you that he's also saved so many times because his defense have been so porous in the Swiss Super League.
Yeah.
So at times the argument, or if you just look at the stats on the face value, it doesn't really represent the true situation.
Right.
So we need to be careful
Victor.
if we are just, looking at.
He's been imposed for the Black Stars.
Okay.
And he's conceded certain goals.
All right.
Questionable goals.
That's a fact.
Good. So I know what I'm talking about. Let me move to Benjamin Asari.
Okay.
He was 2 seasons back, he was the best goalkeeper in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Last season, he played 21 games.
Yes. And I think he's had some considerable.
He conceded 13 goals.
Okay.
And kept 15 clean sheets.
Yeah.
This season, he's played 4 games.
All right.
He's kept 4 clean sheets. He's not conceded a goal. And he's the captain of the Accra Hearts of Oak team.
Glorious Accra Hearts of Oak.
Glorious Accra Hearts of Oak team.
Okay.
And when you compare the 3 goalkeepers,
even
the heights of the goalkeepers, the way they dive, there are stats about all the goalkeepers, their reflexes and whatever. Yeah. He's the best among the 3. Among the 2, the other, I would say the 3, And there's no question about him being imposed for the Black Stars. I think that's a very good call when it comes to that department that we have as we speak right now. We have equally good goalkeepers in the league now. I also feel that Emmanuel Kobe should be in the Black Stars. The Gold Stars goalkeeper. Okay. Yes. And right now, I think there's... let me leave that. But Kobe has shown that he is a very good goalkeeper. His confidence, at least, will tell you that he can also be imposed for the Black Stars. So with people talking about luck, you know something? I have a problem with people talking about luck in football. To be honest.
You can go there.
I have a problem with people always talking about luck. Utoado is a lucky coach. Benjamin Asari is a lucky goalkeeper. What are you talking about? Let's be honest. If he's not been that good, he won't be imposed. And whatever decision he takes on the pitch is solely everybody will judge him based on his decision he takes. Whether to dive or to walk, to take a step further, to grab a ball or something. What are you talking about, luck? When a player shoots a ball and he scores a very nice goal, they say it's a lucky goal. What are you talking about?
It's intentional.
He trains every day. He plays those kind of balls during his training or whatever. And so during the game, when he plays a shot and he scores a perfect goal, probably sometimes he himself would say that he is anticipating the ball to go left, but the ball went to it's because of the way he hits the ball. And why would you relate that to luck? I don't believe there's luck in football. To be honest with you, I'm telling you.
If it is a goal, it's a goal.
If it's a goal, it's a goal. If the goalkeeper catches the ball, he's done that. Solely based on his decision. Whether to dive or to probably take a step or whatever. When he's been beaten in post, why are people not talking about when people score goal? If Benjamin Asare is in post and somebody scores, why wouldn't they say that is also a lucky concede?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm getting your point anyway.
Because it's his decision.
Yes.
Probably he could have done better. Yes. But you can't say it's a lucky, the goalkeeper is a lucky. He's not faced too many shots, so he's a lucky goalkeeper. What are you talking about?
So that comes to buttress the earlier point made by Nanajiman that let's also credit the defense. I mean, they've stood tall in this World Cup qualifiers. We didn't see them so well in the AFCON qualifiers, but this World Cup qualifiers, I'm sure there have been some pep talks. They have gotten back on track. They are doing the little things right, and I think that it's been very lovely from them.
Victor,
wrap up for me so that I go to Manuel.
Yeah. To add to what you're saying, you're talking about the defense. I was telling you earlier that I've seen an improvement on the team. And it has to do with the technical side of things. And I believe that Utuado is learning. He is not listening. He is not listening to Ghanaians. He is doing his job. And we need to allow him to do his job. To be honest with you, I told you on Wednesday that I'm very impressed with the way the players are playing now. They are so confident. And I'm telling you, African football is on the rise. So you can't say that, yes, there are teams that, you know how teams are ranked.
Yes.
If in the past they were not doing so well and now they are doing well, it would take them some time to achieve certain points. So definitely they will be there. But there are teams there are countries that can beat Argentina, Brazil and the rest. So we are not talking about teams are rising when it comes to football. And these are, how would somebody think that Comoros could even be Ghana?
No.
Yes. And it's not like they are not playing football. When you watch them play, you'd understand. The kind of game they play, I find it very difficult to read their game. They play the 4-1-4-1 system. And coach is here, he will tell you. The 4-1-4-1 system is you can play a 4-1-4-1 system and you can play the 4-3-3 system using the same system only because you use the wingers to track back, and it will be that system would also be a 4-5-1 system, and that's what they play. It's and to beat such a system, your midfield would have to be strong. You don't need those two holding midfielders. So we'll get to that match tomorrow. How coach will set up the boys to face Comoros tomorrow. But Comoros are not a cheap side.
No,
when they can beat any team on the African terrain. To be honest with you, they are playing such lovely football. And if we think that yes, they are ranked whatever, so they cannot beat Ghana or they cannot beat Nigeria or Algeria or the rest, then we must be joking.
All right, Phil de Emmanuel. I mean, Phil is heated. Phil is heated.
Someone called the fire service, please. So, Victor, I've heard a lot of the chatter and the talk on Benjamin Asare over the past weeks. Look, I think there are core concepts that people need to understand when they talk about this issue. One is that football is a team sport. But within the team, every individual, every position has a duty, a role that they have to meet, okay, as part of a team. So individuals are judged based on their own individual assigned roles. So people are talking about, there's a lot of talk about clean sheets, okay, and this is where it comes from. It says that there's a stat that says Benjamin Asare has kept 4 clean sheets out of the 5 games he has played for the Black Stars in the World Cup qualifiers. He has only conceded a single goal, and that was against Chad in a 1-1 draw, okay? And so this is the genesis of the argument that people are having about whether or not we should keep Benjamin Asare as our number 1 or make a change. Now, again, football is a team sport. I cannot honestly credit every single clean sheet that we've had solely to the performances of Benjamin Asare, not in any circumstances. Regardless of whatever opponents we faced, it really don't matter. You cannot solely put clean sheets at the doorsteps of the goalkeeper. Like, I mean, come on, unless you're saying that the goalkeeper played the game without all his defenders, all his midfielders, and the rest of his teammates, and so he was just facing shots. You know, the opponents had the free will to just come and hit the shot for him to be saving every single one, for him to get a clean sheet. Unless you can tell me that, I am honestly not putting clean sheets as a key metric on judging a goalkeeper's performance. I'm not doing that. So that is to tell you that defenders play a role in determining whether or not a team keeps a clean sheet or concedes. Midfielders even, while it's not their core duty as a midfielder, they also play a role.
Yeah.
Basically, every single person in the team plays a role in determining whether or not a goalkeeper keeps a clean sheet. So the argument that because Benjamin Asare has kept 4 clean sheets, you know, when you even put it out, then you give merit to the argument that he's somehow been imposed when we kept clean sheets as a team means he's doing some extraordinary thing. I think it's false. I think it's a very invalid argument to make. Okay, that is just by the way.
Let me
I was very quiet when
let me clarify that quickly.
Phil, you have just 30 seconds. Then,
Yes. I did not say that because he kept.
No, I'm not
5
even
games.
talking about you. I'm talking about the discourse that
okay.
people are, the argument
Yeah.
that people have had. Okay,
All right.
calm down, Phil. Calm down. So that is just the first point that I like to make. Now, secondly, yes, Benjamin Asare has done incredibly well, fairly well for the Black Stars. Fairly well. I say fairly well because look, I've made this argument with Otuado and I will make it. I'm not going to change my tone when it's now time for the goalkeeper. I think the opponents we faced have not been great. I don't think they've been good enough to fairly measure what the team can stand and what they cannot withstand. So when I say Otuado has not been tested enough by the opponents we faced, I can also say that Benjamin Asare has not been tested enough as a goalkeeper, okay? So I'm not going to change my tune with that. So I say that's why I'm saying fairly well. So far it's done away. I say that also because, Phil, we were in this country when we saw a certain goalkeeper go to the AFCON with us. And in one of the games we played at the AFCON, we had an instance where a ball was heading to the goal kick. A ball was heading over the line,
Yeah, the bar line.
for a goal kick. And then this goalkeeper went out of his way to bring the ball back into play.
Why are you
No,
but why are you
come on.
sugarcoating a thing? Who did it?
Name him.
No, who did it?
I am
Richard
I'm just
Ofori.
no.
Why did he catch the ball? No, don't be sugarcoating the thing. The guy actually
Look,
decided.
I'm just saying,
Name the
you see,
player.
when you look at the standard, okay? When you look at the standard of goalkeepers we've had in our team, you can't, and I can't look at what we've seen from other goalkeepers and say Benjamin Asare has not really done great. Look, he's done fairly well because if he's just doing his job and he's not doing extra, he's not going out of his way to bring balls that are meant to go out and put it into our net, then that alone for me is good, okay? It's good news. But again, we are going to a tournament where we'll be coming up against the very best. I think I'd like to see and I think I would suggest what Mr. Nanajman suggested. In the friendly games that we'll be playing against these top oppositions as part of our preparations towards the World Cup, I would honestly like to see. And look, yeah, people will talk about Atizigi, but look, honestly, I feel like with the Atizigi conversation, yeah, the volume of, and all that goes into the context. When you are judging these things, clean sheets, short space, you have to judge it right. When a goalkeeper is facing probably 10 shots per game, there are chances that he concedes more are higher than one that is facing lesser number of shots. These are contexts that you have to look at. So with Atizigi, yeah, we've seen him in the puts for the Black Stars. He was the goalkeeper when we went to Qatar. He considered, some funny goals. But look, again, it's far better than some performances that I've seen from some goalkeepers in this country. So I like to see opportunities given to other contestants, other goalkeepers, in the friendly games that we're about to play. So we see their merits, let them make a case for themselves, including Benjamin Asare. Because so far, honestly, the competition he's faced, the opponents he's faced, are not the kind of opponents that we see.
I agree. When he faced Japan, then we'll see whether indeed Benjamin Asare is on top form. And that brings me to one or two messages that I've got here. This is coming from Obaya Rentry, and she says that, guys, you are looking beautiful because I'm watching on Facebook. Thank you so much, Obaya. And this is coming from Selassie Amanyaku, and he's sending this one from Ashama, and he says that it's a bit difficult to really point to the fact that Benjamin Asare has not been good for the Black Stars, but I want to be careful in concluding that we should not give our local base goalkeepers the opportunity, because so far he's proven that he's better than those who play outside the shores of Ghana. So that is also another interesting one coming in from there. But Charlie, let's take a big walk now. The Black Stars conversation, we've done a lot. It's 12:13 and you are still listening to Z 101.9 FM, and this is the Weekend Sports Rally. And thank you so much for the messages and then the comments that you have been sharing with us. And also thank you to our Facebook community, because I can see that they are live. Please share for us, share, comment, and like. But let's go to the game on Sunday. This one, because of the heat, I will not allow Nana, Manuel, and then Phil so much time. 2 minutes on Ghana versus Comoros. What do you think realistically our chances against Comoros, Anna?
Well, we haven't got anything to lose, but we need to put up a good performance, a convincing performance, and we need to win the game to boost the nostalgia, to boost the euphoria, because we're all happy already, and we don't want anything to form a cloud over our euphoria. So I think it's a game we must win, even though there's nothing on it. Just so that people can feel happy, that people can feel, yes, we're there, we're getting the job done. So I think that the slip up we made when we went to Comoros is not going to happen this time round. I think the players, they're over-elated. They know they are going, and I think they'll go out there and they'll do very well against Comoros tomorrow. Nana,
if I'm supposed to push you to the wall, what do you think will be the scoreline?
Well, I think we should score at least 2 to 3 goals.
That is a huge compensation for their sins against us in the last couple of games, isn't it?
Well, we've been doing stuff with the set pieces, so I'd expect that Jiku and Salisu can creep around the back at the far post and nod some balls in a couple of corners or a couple of free kicks. Nothing too prolific coming from up front, because as I've always maintained, we don't have any strikers.
Manuel.
Yeah, I personally just won't pay back. On Sunday, I just won't pay back. They've beaten us twice already in our last 2 meetings. They beat us in this qualifiers when we went to their home ground, and they beat us in the African Cup of Nations that we last played in the group stages. So I just won't pay back. I just won't pay back.
They are just a stubborn side.
Yeah, I just won't pay back. So if Otuado and the Black Stars are listening, yeah, do Manuel a solid and beat Comoros on Sunday for me.
Phil.
Definitely we need a win, and I think it will be a slim win because of the way they play. They know they are coming to Accra and they won't. They know they are out. They definitely know they can't do anything with this game. So probably they won't be stiff in tomorrow's game like they would have if they were up there competing to also take their spot.
Yeah.
So it should be probably 1 or 2 goals, and then we're done.
All right. It's now time to go to Africa and look at the rest of our brothers, how they are faring. And this is where I'm going to ask that question. Those who are saying that the Black Stars in Group I, the opposition we are facing, is not good enough, have you asked yourself the big question? Where is Egypt? Where is Senegal? We'll look at their group as well. Yeah, so guys, let's get into it. So the CAF World Cup qualifiers, when you come to Africa, Group A, you have Egypt, you have Burkina Faso, you have Sierra Leone, you have Guinea-Bissau, you have Ethiopia, you have Djibouti. And I think the honest opinion in that group is that by now, you expect that Egypt should have closed the docket, but it's still an open group. Group B, you have Senegal, you have DR Congo, you have Sudan, you have Togo, you have Mauritania, you have South Sudan. The expectation is that by now, the Teranga Lions of Senegal should have been finishing, or if anything, the DRC should have closed that particular group as at now.
I think with the Egypt, you got that one wrong. They have qualified.
They've qualified, right?
They've closed that one.
Qualified.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for the correction. Now let's look at Group C. Group C, that is where the drama is. Where we have Benin, we have South Africa, we have Nigeria, we have Rwanda, Lesotho, and Zimbabwe. We'll come back later to that particular group. Then you go to Group D, we have Cape Verde, we have Cameroon, we have Libya, we have Angola, we have Mauritius, and we have Eswatini. Yes. And Group E, Morocco definitely have closed that chapter in that Group E. You go to Group F, we have Ivory Coast, Gabon, Kenya, Gambia, Burundi, and Seychelles. Group G, Algeria has equally finished the business in that particular group. Then you come to Group H as well, Tunisia, and it looks like already the North African countries are looking solid. Yes, in the World Cup qualified. Now when we come to Group I, we can confidently say technically, though FIFA and CAF have not declared us, but we can say that there's no way Madagascar will go to Bamako and score about more than 5 goals against Mali. It's impossible. So technically, we are saying that Group I, Ghana, have closed that particular group. And then you look at Group J, where we have Gabon. Okay, so I think that is it, the night group. Then we will look at the second best runners up. So guys, these are the groups. Which of the groups do you feel that by now a team should have closed? You are disappointed and all of that.
Oh, well, let me just start with this important point.
Yeah.
You know, the North Africans, what is it about their football that is different from our football? What is it? Because apart from Libya, all the other North African countries have qualified already. And they didn't struggle.
Yeah.
Morocco right now is 11th in the FIFA World Rankings. Not for nothing. You know, and I don't think that we're learning from them. Because, you see, the fact of the matter is, they're putting their money where their mouth is. And they're looking at long-term player development and all the things that will keep them up there. And they're up there. I mean, the only time I saw Egypt had a bad run was when I went to Egypt and we faced them and we give them 6-1. That was the only time I've seen a poor
Egyptian side
display. That was the only time. But, you know, why is it... There's a model there. We don't have to travel the world for the other models. There's a model there, especially with Morocco. What is it they're doing that we're not doing?
And interestingly, looking at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, which is currently happening in Chile, I think they are in the quarterfinal, the only African team so far to remain in that competition. And I think today they have a game.
Yeah.
So look, they are just getting it right when it comes to the youth level. They are doing so well. This same Under-20 of Morocco won the AFCON Under-20, which they hosted. And look at it. So I don't know, but something seems to be wrong with the West African countries.
Yeah.
We're falling off the pecking order.
I think the answer is quite simply as Nana put it. They put their money where their mouths are. I think West African countries, including our very own country, we are just not investing in the game as much as we should be. You know, when you talk about Morocco, I think from 2010 onwards, their sports ministry had a plan. They built a lot of pitches. They built a lot of academies, and now so they have a very. It's quite like what we have in Ghana Man Excellence. They have a base, okay, where all their national teams come from the under 13s levels all the way to the senior team. So you have much like France. France has a Clairefontaine. You know, when you have this system, when you invest into a national project where you have a hub for your national team development, where all your various age groups can play football, train every day. You have the various pitches where every age group can go train. You have various facilities, you know, including lecture halls, classrooms, and swimming pools, gym equipment. You know, everything is there. Then you keep these boys. You start recruiting at a very young age. You build these boys, you look at the talents, you handpick them, let them train, let them know themselves together, let them play at your under 13 level, let them go to your under 15, under 17. Let these same boys graduate into your senior team. And that's what Morocco did from 2010 onwards. And these are the results you're seeing.
Wow, Phil. But before I go to Phil, I think I have a citing message from Jonas. He says that he's listening from Asalibuchi, and he says that good morning to your incredible panelists, especially my boss Emmanuel. Look, Otuado has qualified us for the World Cup. Great, but can we say that his performances have been convincing so far? So he's going to meet world-class teams at the World Cup. So Emmanuel, this one is from you, from Jonas Asalibuchi.
He's been on my case. He said you're not reading his messages.
Then I've just done that.
Yeah.
Jonas, forgive me. I've done that. Phil, I mean, what do you make of, just 2 minutes, what do you make of the World Cup qualifiers so far in Africa?
To be honest, the African terrain is quite different. The African football, I would say, has seen a rise. But then, just like Nana said, the North Africans have always, they've shown. And you could see in the Champions League, every now and then you see their teams dominating. And it's as a result of their league as well. They pay so well, so most of their players do not feel the need to even travel out to Europe. They are playing some nice, lovely football, and they play that as well in the national team. Most of their call-ups, most of their players, you see one or two of their players coming from Europe, but then the core of the team is always from their league, and it's helped the team. It's helped the national teams, and I believe it's something that we would have to look at. It will take time, but then when we prepare for that, we start now, and we project ourselves. We give ourselves probably a 10-year program or policy or something that bit by bit we try to change certain things. We keep certain players in the league. You play, let's say, if you want to travel out, you spend about at least 3 years or 4 years before you can be granted a permit to travel out. If you play in the Premier League, I think it would help. But you play, I quite remember last season when Accra Hearts of Oak were playing the Premier League. They had players going on trial. And I asked myself, why would you allow players to travel out for trial? Not even going out or for something. A team as Accra Hearts of Oak, you allow your players to go on trial when the Premier League is ongoing. I think it's some of the things that it's not probably helping the league and the national team as well. Because you see our games that we play in the Premier League, most of the top players, sometimes they do not end the season, and then you find them leaving the shorts. And it marvels me, the kind of countries they even go to.
Yeah.
It tells, I think we need to do something, and we need to start now. If we give ourselves, like I'm saying, we give ourselves a 10-year program, players that join the Premier League, you spend at least 3 or 4 years in your team. if you want to change teams, it has to do with the teams in the Premier League. You don't go outside the country. I think we'll get solid, good players. I quite remember back then, 2099, 98, thereabouts, when Accra Hearts of Oak coach late Atukwe had the team. He prepared, I think it was from 96. He prepared the team. He had over 70 players at his disposal. He chose to use 2 sets. He even named them, called them 64 and then military. He had the quality. The players were not even ready to go out. They enjoyed the league. And we have to go back to that. It helped the national team as well. So I think it's something that we need to do. It has to be a program that should be there, should guide the players. When you join the Premier League team, you need to spend this period of time at the team. If you spend 2 years and you feel that you don't like the team anymore, you go to another team in the Premier League. You don't go out. When these rules are there,
we got to pay them well. You see,
yes, that's the thing. That's the basics.
They've only just come in with this minimum wage thing. And that's going to come in next season. And even when you look at the minimum wage, it's not enough.
Exactly my point. I was talking about it the last time.
It's sad.
But then it's a start.
Yes.
But then the 1,500, I don't think it's realistic. I don't think it's realistic.
But that's a conversation for a different day.
Yeah. We've kind of deviated from your question.
But like I said, I think that the North African countries are doing so well with their leagues. That's why it's showing on the continent. And we need, if the West African teams or countries would have to do something, they also need to start doing something at home. That's the basics.
That is the basics from Phil. And now let's spend just some 3 minutes because at exactly 12:30 we turn our attention to Europe and look at what Vinicius and the likes are doing, Isaac and the rest. But the next 3 minutes, let's look at Group C. It looks like the old man, Garnet Raw, is doing something beautiful with the Benin national team. When you check the standing in Group C, they have, after 9 matches, they have 17 points. South Africa is having 15. Hugo Bruce side. I mean, he's been talking lately in the media. You have Nigeria with 14. So, I mean, let's focus on those 3 who have the chance of going to the World Cup if the permutations are done so well. So, Benin 17, South Africa 15, and Nigeria 14. Nana, it's interesting what Garnet Roy is doing with the Benin national team.
Yeah, it is. And the last match is really going to tell because they're facing Nigeria, and if you watch their media, they're doing so many different calculations to say that they can qualify. But it also depends on what happens with South Africa. But Benin are doing quite well. And I think they're going to Nigeria as well. They're playing at Nigeria. So it's going to be a very tough game. Going to be a very, very tough game. I don't think Nigeria deserved to qualify. It's been absolutely shambolic what has gone on there. I mean, they've just got to start everything all over again, but they're desperate to go because they've missed it so many times. But I mean, I think Benin will take it, but it'll be very, very tough. They could squeeze a draw. If Nigeria win, it's going to be all about goal difference. And what happens in the South African game. I'd like to see Benin there, to be honest with you. I don't think Nigeria deserves to go there. And South Africa, you messed yourselves up anyway, so you might as well be in the playoff. Because how you can feature a player that shouldn't be playing, I'll never know. I'll never know.
I mean, Teboho.
This day and age.
I mean, it's sad.
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting, Manuel. Benin.
I think it's quite, and this is why the Nigerians are so bitter about it. That the Black Stars are having quite a good time at their qualification, and they aren't. But look, in the final group game, right, they have to play Benin. Benin is currently top of the group with 17 points. Now, Benin probably needs just they probably need the win, yeah, because a win would take them to 20 points, but a draw would take them to 18, and a South African win in their final group game. Mind you, South Africa will be playing Rwanda in their last group game. That comparatively is an easier game for them than the Nigeria one. So if South Africa wins against Rwanda, let's assume that, and that would take them to 18 points. That's 1 point above Benin's current 17. So anything short of a draw or win for Benin would not help them. So, I mean, if they want to spare themselves with all the mathematics, they should look at winning that game against Nigeria, which would be quite tough because they would be going away to Nigeria, and we all know the Nigerians are quite serious themselves about qualifying and trying to win their game to give themselves a fair chance to qualify. So, yeah, that group is definitely gonna go down to the wire on the final match day. A lot of phones will be out at the stadium. A lot of radio outlets will be brought to the stadium. Fans will be listening in on the results happening in other match centers. It will be quite a treat for us in neutrals. Yeah.
That will be interesting, and it'll be interesting because we know what the Nigerians can do. We know what they can do. It can be crazy. It can be crazy.
And you know what they will do.
And heated. Phil, I mean, Benin is doing something wonderful.
Yeah, and that's where I would say I'll bring in luck in football. They now have the opportunity to probably qualify, but they would have to do it the hard way. They would have to beat Nigeria. Yesterday, yesterday they won by a lone goal.
Yes.
They beat Rwanda by a lone goal. But unfortunately...
You are talking about Nigeria?
No.
Okay.
Benin.
All right.
Benin. And South Africa as well drew with Zimbabwe.
Yes.
There were 2 red cards in that game. And I hope that Benin qualifies. I am in for Benin because they are playing some lovely football. Sorry.
Okay, so Phil praised that Benin, but that will be historic. I mean,
definitely.
Before the start of the World Cup qualifiers, nobody, absolutely not even the Panthers, in their wildest dream would have given Benin a dogged chance, even be on top of that Group C log, looking at the teams that are in there. At least the obvious picks were going to be South Africa and Nigeria, but here we are once again.
Probably. I think I would go with Group D in that conversation, because in Group D, mind you, Cape Verde is top of that group, in a group where there is Cameroon, Libya, Angola, Mauritius. We have, Cameroon, the indomitable Lions. You would have expected them to top that group, but that's not what we have at our hands in Group D. So, and in the final round of games, Cape Verde are playing the team at the bottom of that group, Eswatini, and that gives them a very good advantage over Cameroon. So we might not see Cameroon in 2026 if things don't go their way. Yeah, that's quite a shocker too, isn't it?
Very, 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 and that will infuriate Samuel Eto'o. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be hot in the dressing room.
I know.
With the kind of players they have. Oh, come on. Anyway, that gives a lot of credit why in the last 2 years African football all of a sudden has become attractive. And let's also credit CAF. Our very good friends in CAF are doing so well, and thank them for the opportunities and everything. Anyway, that is just by the way. But let's go to Europe, and the big question is, Vinicius Junior. I mean, the Saudi Arabia clubs are just on his neck. They are offering him everything any human being would want in this world, as far as finances are concerned. But he looks to be declining. But the big question is, will he really stay at Madrid in this January transfer window? If it does, it means that Vinicius indeed should be applauded. But the big question is, Nana, do you think that with the monies that is in the picture at the moment, do you think Vinicius Junior is likely to stay at Madrid?
Quite frankly, I would take the money and go to Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I would. I mean, look. Football. One day you can be up, the next you can be down. Have you read about the Ghanaian player who's broke his neck in the Chinese league?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the day before he broke his neck, he was up. Today he's broken his neck. We don't know if he can walk again. Do you understand? So, you know, sometimes you've got to take your chances. You've got to take the opportunity that presents yourself. Vinicius could stay up at Brazil and have an ACL or something like that and not play again for the rest of the season and not recover the form that we've known him to have. But go to Saudi. Go to Saudi and take the money. I mean, Asamoah Gyan did.
Yeah.
I felt Gyan should have stayed at Sunderland because I think he was about to become one of the greatest strikers in the world. He went for the money. It's okay. He's okay now, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's fine. So Vinicius, I don't see. I mean, look, the players play for money, don't they? They play for money.
And that is the argument.
When it comes to renewing their contract and all this kind of stuff, all the rigmarole they go through because of the demands that they're making on the club and blah, 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 blah. It takes so long. It's the same thing Saka is going through right now because of the demands he's making on Arsenal. And as well as the fact that there are other clubs breathing down his neck, wanting to have him. He wants big money. So if Vinicius can get these crazy sums of money that the Saudis are prepared to pay, well, take it and go. The football's easier there as well. You know.
Well, interesting. Football is easier. And so that is to say, if Nana was Vinicius' agent or manager, I mean, he'll be looking at closing.
I'd be a richer agent. I'll tell him go.
Yeah. And I think that, look, sometimes they have a short lifespan. And that is a problem some people had with Partey. Even me, I'd encouraged my friend who was close to him to tell him, Charlie, go to Saudi Arabia, go and make the money.
Yeah.
Go and make the money. Because why are you playing the ball? It's because of money. Manuel is a Madrid man, so I'm sure it's going to be opposing that argument that Vinicius.
Well, it's either that or Barcelona. So.
No, I am a Real Madrid fan, innit? So, yeah, look, Vinicius' current contract expires in 2027. Okay, it's 2025. That's 2 years more that he has on his current Real Madrid contract. Now, at the moment, yeah, Vinicius is considered one of the top guys in Madrid alongside Kylian Mbappe, right? I mean, look, there have been a lot of talk about the fact that he wants to be the main man, okay? Because, you know, in the aftermath of Eden Hazard leaving and Karim Benzema leaving the team, decisions had to be made about who gets that iconic number 7 jersey that Cristiano Ronaldo wore. You know, a lot of these things people do not realize, but the decision as to who gets this jersey number, who gets this, you know, privilege in the team, it speaks a lot into the politics and the dynamics in the club. And Vinicius got that number 7 shirt, and that was a statement by Madrid as a club that we want him to be that guy, you know. We want him to be, we trust him to be that guy, that franchise player that we expect a side like Real Madrid to have, the Galactico, you know, kind of feeling. And then Kylian Mbappe arrives, shockingly, you know, because Madrid had been trying to get Kylian Mbappe for a while. Paris Saint-Germain did not want to sell him, and then, you know, out of nowhere he arrives, and that kind of messed things up a bit for Vinicius, because before Mbappe came, he was the main man. He had the number 7. He had the big contract. He had the money. He was getting the most money out of anyone in the team, alongside Alaba. But now Mbappe has come. Mbappe is killing it, right? Mbappe is currently the top scorer for the team as a number 9, and everyone, including the fans, are shifting their attention to Mbappe as that guy. Okay, Mbappe is now looked at as the main man at Real Madrid. And if I'm Vinicius, I'm feeling a bit, you know, it's gonna sting. That has to sting a bit if you're Vinicius, because a couple of seasons ago, you were that guy. I mean, he was in the conversation for the world best, you know, for the Ballon d'Or. Okay, he came second, shockingly. I mean, we all thought he was gonna win it, but now he's no longer in the picture. And I guess if you're him, you're feeling like, yeah, I've lost my place as the main man of the team. maybe I should just take the money and go, right? But then again, I think it comes down to priorities. What is his priority as a footballer? And Nana mentioned that, footballers play the game for money, but I want to disagree. I think there are a lot of players, some few players who play the game because they want to achieve certain things in football. Like they want to, things that are not necessarily financially motivated. They want to be the world best player in the world. They want to play the very best teams, win the very the biggest trophies. And Real Madrid is the club where you can do that, right? At Real Madrid, you can win the Ballon d'Or. You can win the Champions League. I mean, he's already won it twice already. So, look, I think it comes down to him and what he wants in this life. Do you want the money, or do you want to attain that status as the very best player in the world? And I think Vinicius does. When he was shunned from the Ballon d'Or, from winning the Ballon d'Or, he posted on his Twitter that, look, if I have to do it 10 times over to win it, that's what I'm going to do. So just from that alone, I like to think that Vinicius is not going to go for the money. He's going to stay and want to win that Ballon d'Or or come at least very close to it in the coming seasons. Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens, because we are inching closer to the January transfer window, and we'll keep our eyes very stuck onto the window to see the conversations that will be building up as far as Vinicius Junior is concerned. Phil, your thoughts?
I would have to agree with Nana. I think he should go for the money. There are certain players that, like he said, I would even bring in the case of Eden Hazard. Who would have thought that in 2025, he even retired in 2024? Eden Hazard, who's a fantastic... Today he's playing against Liverpool, ex-players. And he's just, how old? I think he's just 31 or 32. We don't have Eden Hazard again. So I believe he should just take the money, because you wouldn't know what would happen to you tomorrow or even today. So he should just go. He should just take the money, because it's a huge. It's something else. It's a life-changing. Although he's getting money from Madrid, I believe this is something else. This is something else. He should just take the money and then go.
But, okay, Phil. Once you are on the MIC, let me stick with you now. Isak and the Hugo Ekitike issue. I mean, some are saying that £125,000 Alexander Isak should be starting. Some are saying that, oh no, we think that Hugo have started so well for Liverpool, he should still get a chance. What happens to Hugo Ekitike's chances? He's already scored some goals in few matches for Liverpool. And after all, is it about the money? It is not about money. It's about getting the result. And a young man, that is Hugo, is doing that already. Why don't you keep him to give him more confidence than replace him with Isak, who we all know is another top centre forward?
Victor, I think the competition in Liverpool is a healthy one, and Slot would have to be happy about it. The only thing about that issue with the two players is how they see each other in the team, because definitely Anslot won't be able to start all the two strikers. He would definitely start one, and he started Ekitike, who has played fantastic. He's been fantastic throughout the few games he's played. And I think he also had a bit of an issue with the comments by Slot when he talked, I think, during the presser.
I think the penalty issue, right?
No, the red card Jesse stuff. I believe that issue has been resolved. And with Isak, I think, Liverpool has a lot of attackers. They don't even need a number 9. We know Liverpool to have played with Sadio Mane and Salah for some time. We saw this Brazilian Firmino playing as a number 9, but then he dropped to midfield, and he rather give the service to Salah and Mane to score. So we've seen Liverpool play without a proper number 9, and they've done brilliant. They've been fantastic. Now I think with these two number 9s, it's how Slot will be able to speak with them and share the minutes between them, because they are both very good and they can even play without the two, to be honest. They have brilliant and good attacking players. The problem in the team is the defense. Those two guys would have to probably understand that they are two good players playing for Liverpool, and they would have to share the minutes. That's the competition between them. It's something they would have to understand, and that I believe it's a healthy one.
Well, so Phil feels that it's a very healthy competition for Liverpool, especially they've got area of strikers, and that is to afford the manager the opportunity to look at the games he has. Which of the strikers does he think will make so much sense? Of course, Isak is a proven Premier League proper centre for it. I mean, we also what he did with Newcastle and Manuel.
Yeah.
I mean, Isak 2 minutes on that one, and then.
Okay, look, I think with the signing of Isak and Ekitike, I think Liverpool did not really expect to have both players in the team. Okay, I feel like Ekitike was an opportunity signing. Like coming into this past transfer window, Liverpool's target for number 9 was always Isak. Okay, he's the guy they wanted. Newcastle refused to sell him. I mean, it became a whole saga. You know, Newcastle fans were really harassing Isak. Isak refused to train with the team. He was made an outcast from the team because he wanted to go to Liverpool and all of that. So Liverpool just felt like, you know, if there is even the slightest chance that Isak might stay at Newcastle, then we need a backup, okay, a backup plan. And that was what Ekitike was. Ekitike was an opportunity sign. Ekitike was available for a relatively cheaper price, and he was in the same mode, kind of similarly, in terms of profile to Isak. And they felt like, look, if there's even a chance that we might not get Isak this season, then we have to do something else. And so they went ahead and got Ekitike. But now, somehow, the Isak situation was resolved, and then they got their man. So what you have now is two very good players, two top, similarly profiled players in your team. Look, I think the two of them can play together, but the only time they did was against Galatasaray in the Champions League. That wasn't a very good game for them. Liverpool lost that game. Yeah. Combined, they did not do so well. But I think, you know, technically, they are very compatible. I think you can field both players because Ekitike kind of gives you this winger / forward vibe. He can play from the wings and he can also play as the 9. Isak will want to come down from the middle. So when you give Ekitike the wings, at the moment, Cody Gakpo plays the left wing for Liverpool. In certain situations, you can expect that Arne Slot will let Ekitike start from that wings and then give Isak the number 9 role. But in situations where Isak could not start, Ekitike obviously would want to play 9. But look, I think ultimately it comes down to the manager and what he wants. I think it's not long-term wise. I don't think both players would enjoy sitting on the bench for the other very much. They are both good players. They are top players. I don't see them being comfortable with a bench role for a long time. So as a manager, Arne Slot has a big decision to make. He has to find a way to field both players and make them happy in the team, or eventually they'll just have to sell one.
Wow. Manuel believes that both players can fit into the Liverpool system once the manager is able to, get the right words to the players, give them the right motivation, and then the psyche to make them feel that you are not enemies at all. It's a big team. There are a lot of games in Europe and then in the Premier League. Senior Nana.
Well, if I was Isak, I'd be sad. Right, because all that I went through at Newcastle to try and get my tent pitched at Liverpool, and now I'm sitting on the bench. I'm not guaranteed first team start. I'd be very sad about that because what he had at Newcastle was fantastic. And that chemistry will take a long time to build up in the Liverpool squad right now, especially as it looks like everything is rotational. So I would be sad about that. I think I agree with my brother Emmanuel here, because I would use both of them, and I would engineer the training sessions so that they develop that type of chemistry together. Yes, we've got Salah, we've got Bakbo, and what they're, and we can maintain those. A simple 4-4-2 accommodates them, where they both switch either sides they want to be, and we feed them with the ball, and they put the ball in the back of the net, because the other two players on either side, Salah and co, they're also going to score goals as well, because that's what they do. So personally, me, I would accommodate them. I wouldn't want to keep rotating them, because look at where Liverpool is now.
Yeah.
They've lost a couple of games because they're not sure about what he's doing. Some days Etikike has a good game, some days he doesn't, blah, blah, blah. So for me, I would accommodate both of them. I agree one signing was about opportunity. And the player has taken his opportunity well. And that's why he edges out Isak. But I would use both of them. And somehow I think he's got to do that, because, yes, I don't think Isak will want to sit on that bench and be coming in the second half or be missing matches altogether. He won't be happy. He won't be happy, and he'll want to go.
So, it's a whole dilemma at Anfield for Isak, and then he go to Kitty. But interestingly, I'm sure that the head coach will be able to wrap his head around it and then find an amicable solution to it. Let's go. Just we almost hard pressed with time. I have some messages here as well. 1 minute each. Oliver Glasner, coach of the month in the EPL. How impressive is that for you?
Well, it's early days. It's early days. These awards are every month. It's early days. I'm impressed with it, I've got to say, but it's not standout yet. It's not standout yet. This is very, very early days. When we get down towards the Christmas weekend, let's see what's happening then and talk about because that's when the table turns, isn't it?
Yeah.
Primarily that's when we
really that's
start,
where the boiling point is.
Yeah, we start to see who's coming out. This preliminary stage. It's important, don't get me wrong. It's important. But people, have their spats, they burst out in front.
Yeah.
But when we come down to December the 26th, it's a different thing altogether.
Well, it's a different thing altogether, and we'll see. That's just a bit of caution to the United fans. Maybe Ruben Amorim will be coming out better in around that area. So, take time for him, Manuel.
Yeah, his September results.
Yeah.
What got him the manager of the month award? He drew one game, 0-0 draw against Sunderland, and then he won. West Ham, he beat West Ham 2-1, and then he beat Liverpool, the champions, the defending champions, as a 2-1. So I think that alone merits the award. For me, I think he's been great. Up until their last game against Everton, they were unbeaten in the season, and they had played Liverpool twice in that span. They played them in the Community Shield, where they beat them, and then they played them in the league, and they beat them there to give Liverpool their very first defeat of the season. I think he's been a fantastic manager for Crystal Palace, and so far, and he deserves the Manager of the Month award.
Phil?
Yeah, I would have to agree with Manuel. He's been brilliant.
For this one, you have agreed. We have.
We
call it truce now.
He's a fantastic manager, and there's a reason why he's not extended his contract. Although he's faced pressure to extend his contract, he's eyeing that Man United job. He's been brilliant. The way he's handled the players individually tells you the kind of manager he is. We've seen certain players leave the team, but then you see the team play so well. When he took over the team, you realize that he's playing a 3-4-2-1 system, which has been they are very compact. You can't find spaces in the team when they are defending. They are so close together, and you can't find spaces in the team. And when they are moving on the attack, he always has Mateta waiting for long balls. And he's so strong on the ball that he's very clinical as well. He's done so well with the team, and I think they are playing as a unit now. Crystal Palace is one of the London teams that are very tough this season, and they could beat any team.
Well, we are almost about leaving, but I intentionally reserved this one for the last. I mean, Eddie Nketiah and Dennis Odoi.
Callum Hudson-Odoi.
I mean, 30 seconds, and then we are using this one too. I mean, this is called, is it branch or this is called branch? 30 seconds, and then we use.
Well, it's very interesting, because as I always maintain that we don't have strikers in the Black Stars. I've looked at their stats and I've put it into context, and I'll write a piece about it and share it with you. I've got the draft here. But look, Callum Hudson-Odoi, he wants to come and play for Ghana. He wouldn't add that much as a striker, to be honest with you. Eddie Nketiah, he was a bright spark in the beginning, Arsenal boy and what have you. On average, he scored more goals than Jordan Ayew, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
But I don't see that they'll add that much. I would rather go with Albert Aduma of Kotoko. I'd rather give him the opportunity. Because, look, these two guys, you could have come to Ghana a long time.
Yeah.
But you've been, I want to play for England. I want to play for England.
Is it Dilly Danny or something?
Dilly Dallying.
The
English haven't
they were
picked
playing
you.
hide and seek with us.
Yeah. The English haven't picked you. Now you know we've qualified. You want to come to Ghana. No thanks.
No thanks for him.
No thanks.
Manuel.
Yeah.
A quick one, 30 seconds, and then.
Look, I think the principle of it is what for me gets me. Like, it's not cool, making us some sort of a second choice. It's just not cool. It's not a great feeling.
And that's how we've been over the years.
Yeah, it's just not right. The principle of it just does not sit right with me. But then again, and I might make an exception for you if you are that good. I feel like your quality is one that we've never seen before, and you're gonna improve this team, monumentally in a certain way. But I just don't get that with these two, and so
it's a no for you.
Yeah.
Phil, quick one.
It's a straight no, and I think if we would have to look at them, it should be after the World Cup. Yeah. For now, it should be a no.
So Phil says that for now it should be a no for Hudson-Odoi and then Eddie Nketiah. So that will be for Sports Rally, but any person to say hi to quickly, Nana?
Oh, the wife's in the studio. Hi, wifey.
Oh, brilliant one. Manuel, that is Brother Manuel. So let's see if Brother Manuel will have something to say. Brother Manuel.
No wife for me, but I've got friends that are listening. Jonas, Michael, Kelvin, and Magdalene. Thanks to them, they keep supporting me on this show, and I'm grateful for that.
Phil, you have someone to greet to.
My mother,
okay,
Martha Adan, and then to my lovely wife, Eileen Akushika Anan.
Well, so for me, I'll greet all the Weekend Sports Rally family, and that takes us to the end of today's edition of the Weekend Sports Rally here on ZED 101.9 FM. It has been an interesting conversation. We look at the Black Stars, we look at their chances against Comoros, we equally look at Vinicius Junior, Hugo Ekitike, and Isaac and all of that. But don't forget that on Sunday, 7 p.m., we will bring you live commentary of the Black Stars game against Comoros right here on your best radio station.